Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday morning to you. Happy Monday morning to you. It's going to be a great week. Got great word for you all week long. And today we're going to continue what we ministered on yesterday, and that is entanglement. Entanglement. And man, I am really ready to share the word with you. We're going to give Facebook Live just a few seconds to get our audience together. Then we're going to jump right into the word. Now, you already know how we flow. The Morning Manna fam. If you are new to the Morning Manna fam, welcome. We're glad that you are a part, and we want to just give you the ground rules of how we roll. I give you the text, the talk, and the takeaway, and what you do, your responsibility is to not only receive the word, but to share the word and to put the word in the comments and in the chat area so others can get the word and the revelation that you got. And the more we share it, the more we spread the word. That's just how we flow. I give the text, the talk, and the takeaway, and then you do that. Hope you had a great weekend. How was your weekend? Hope you went to church, whether it was physically present or whether you were virtually present, however the case may be. I hope you that you attended worship. Now, at New Life, where I have the awesome privilege of pastoring the greatest people in the world, calling ourselves life changers, we are dealing with this whole topic about entanglement. Entanglement. And we're pulling it from the real world life of Jada Pickett and Will Smith. And we're dealing with that, and we're looking at it through the lens of Hosea, the prophet Hosea. And we're going to just extend that this week, and we're dealing with each day some aspect of that. So we want to just give you a little bit of time to share. In fact, you can share right now. You can do a watch party right now so that I can get this word into you. The text, the talk, and the takeaway. The text, the talk, and the takeaway this morning: entanglement, the love connection. The love connection. Here's the text. Hosea 3:1. Hosea 3:1. It says, "Go show your love to your wife." Check this out. Again. Go show your love to your wife again. Here is Hosea penning what the Spirit of the living God has put on his heart to talk to the people as well as to himself. And what God gives him instructions to do is, look, Hosea, I need you to go love your wife again. Why is again very important? Because Hosea is reflecting the actual application of God's love for Israel. Israel have tipped out. Israel have committed adultery on God. God considered themselves married, Israel and God. And God is saying, now, Hosea, go love your wife physically, real. Love her again. Why is that? Because Hosea's life is now reflective of the love that God has for Israel, or the Israelites, the children of Israel. How is that? Because Hosea's wife has literally tipped out on him. She has been a prostitute and has had children and named them after the men that she has been with. But God says to Hosea, not only are you going to preach this word, you're going to live this word, and I need you to go love her again. Let's talk about this whole thing, the love connection, entanglement. Now, yesterday, I explained to you we're not in the business of judging Will and Jada, but we are in the business of looking at the application of love as they are so transparent. And I challenge you, the more you are transparent about your situation, the better God can work it out. Look at what's happening in the text. Talking about the love connection. Martin Luther King says the only thing that can defeat hate is love. Paul says that the greatest of everything, beyond hope, beyond prophecy, beyond all of that, is what? Love. Love is the greatest power on earth. I'm not talking about rocket power. All that is physical power, but love, it defeats everything. So what's your love connection this morning? Three things I want to share with you. Three things, and that is love has to be consummated. Love has to be consummated. What do you mean? Consummation is the capitulation of two people. I remember when I was in undergrad, and I ran up on that word in psychology 201, and they were talking about physical or the evolving of man and all of that, and they talk about capitulation, consummation. Here it is. We're talking about intercourse. Now, when that is a consummation of a marriage, intercourse has to take place so that we now know that the marriage is complete. Why is that so important in our talk this morning? Because at consummation, especially what happens with women is this: oxytocin is released. Oxytocin is released. Oxytocin is a hormone that is released when you embrace somebody, and in particular, when you make love or you have a consummation or capitulation or intercourse. At that moment, that hormone is released. What takes place when that hormone is released? You trust more. They call it the love hormone. They call it the hormone that causes you to trust. So ladies in particular, the reason why you just fall head over heels in love with somebody after you have consummated or have had intercourse with them, literally, hormones are released. There is a connection that takes place, and you can't so easily pull out of it. That's why you always got to be mindful. Wait a minute, we can talk, but baby, we cannot consummate this thing. What God told Hosea, go back and consummate this thing again. Love her again. Renew your trust for her again. Be entangled one more time. It's a love connection. Here's the second thing that the text is telling us: confirmation. Confirmation. You have to understand something, that love affirms us. Love affirms us. When somebody comes in and shows you love, they affirm your very being. That is why it is so critical that when we feel the love of God, we feel affirmed. He confirms who we are. And we have to make sure that we grab a hold of the fact that our oxytocin is released to God and not somebody else. Why? Because here's the third thing: there could be complication. When there's been consummation, confirmation, and there's been no God in the middle of that, that's complication. That's when you get entangled with the wrong situation, the wrong person, and you can't easily pull out. You can't easily pull out. So now, Bishop, what do I do with all of this? I am in it right now. I'm in it over my head. I am in it. And as a result now, notice this. Let me say this one more thing here. All of that can happen sometimes before anything physically can happen because of communication. When you share pieces of yourself articulated with letters and words that forms pictures in a person's spirit, you can have a confirmation and a consummation that cause complication before you know it. So you got to watch your communication as well. How do you deal with this? What do? You seek his love in everything. And if I seek his love, then falling in and out of love is not that big of a deal when I have his love. So when we're dealing with this whole thing about entanglement, it's easy to, when you miss out on the fact that God is in the midst of your love and God is trying to work that thing out in your life, you'll get throwing shade on them instead of looking at your own situation. Hey, Let the Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. Share the manna. We're going to be dealing with entanglement, and we're going deeper and deeper. So, you know what? Get ready, because we're not going to stay on the surface. Not this week. We got to get down into being entangled. God bless you. Share the manna. Bye now.